chatting to Jen and Fox from Temtris. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us, Mel, once again.
It's always a pleasure. Now, haven't seen you over here for a while. Tell us what's been going on in the Temtris camp.
Oh, where do we start? We've had lineup changes. We've had COVID to deal with like every other musician. We've been recording singles and got offered record deals and started recording albums. And so there's been an awful lot happening in the Temtris camp and crew, that's for sure.
All right, we'll start off with the member changes. Had recordings started already when band members changed? Go through the timeline for us.
Well, we'd done Forever. We'd gone into the studio just to record a single because we weren't actually looking at an album under the conditions that we were working under. There just didn't seem to be the time nor the ability to have it sort of distributed as far as we wanted to reach it with a full album. So we went for a single instead. So we decided to throw all the energy into just producing the Forever track, which Jen and Hoff put together. And that turned into the video, which then became the thing that attracted the interest of Wormhole Death, who then came on board and said, well, Forever's really good, but it's a single. How about an album? And at that stage, with their support, we were able to see that, yes, that would be a viable option for us. So then we went back in and went, okay, well, let's put an album together. But that also, unfortunately, didn't line up with Hoff, who has been just managing some health issues. And the touring side of things and the weight of carrying a full studio album production was going to be a bit much for him, and it's something that we've had in the pipeline for a while and we've discussed a few times. But at that stage, Hoff made the big call to say, well, guys, look, I can't do the full album, I can't do the full tour. My health's not going to support that. But I do want to still be involved. So he sort of stepped sideways into a production role for us, which is his absolute talent. The man can pull a guitar tone like no one's business. So it was sad to see him have to step to the side like that. He certainly has provided a lot of valuable contributions to Temtris, and he's been part of a big growth period for the band. So for a lot of people, I know he's going to be the other guitarist of Temtris for a while. But it was good that he was still able to be heavily involved with this album.
Okay, so who did we get in his place?
Well, I had made my decision as soon as Hoff said, I'm going, and I actually broke my heart to actually type that on the internet that Hoff was leaving. I was like, brought tears to my eyes because he's been such a good bloke to us and really been another backbone of Temtris. So to lose him was really devastating. But we'd worked with Nardi before, and Nardi had actually filled in for Temtris on the Shallow Grave tour on bass. And when we actually replaced bass players previously, we'd asked Nardi to do the job, and he said he would not play bass for Temtris, but if we ever need a guitarist, he would consider it. So when the chance came up, I was the first person I contacted, and we knew he learns so fast. He's a great guy. His personality's awesome. He steps up and does the job, when you ask him to do something. And he's just, the poor guy got thrown in the deep end. He had to learn a whole set to play shows, plus write and learn an album. So for him, he really got given a huge workload, but stepped up to the part and has actually even written Nardi and I wrote a song that is the last track on the album as well. So he's managed to get one of his own songs on there. So he's super happy about that. So, the choice has been pretty much perfect for us because he's really, fits in with Fox. Guitar-wise, it sounds awesome. So we're super happy.
Excellent. So where did this recording take place? How long did it take you to get together? Did you have stuff written before you went into the studio, or to write it in the studio as a band? How did it happen?
When we've done Forever, we had a bit of we already had some songs that we were writing with Hoff and riff ideas, and Anthony and I had put together a couple of songs that we were sort of working with, and we had a bit of a theme in our head if we did release just singles, what we do. But once Wormhole Death sort of gave us a deadline, it was like, shit, we've got 6 months to write a whole album, record it, and get it sent off. So the pressure was on, which surprisingly seems like we work actually well under for some reason. Don't know why, but we put out a really good album. So, yeah, Fox did have quite a few ideas down, and, once we pretty much knew we had to put had a timeline to work to and get everything ready, it all just sort of fell together. And once we had a theme for the album of what we wanted to do and write about, well, which is what normally is a Temtris thing, we do seem to have themes with albums anyway. It does make writing a lot easier, but it all just flowed together. But there was the usual, there's always stress and people's arguments about songs and who likes what where, and I mean that's normal in a band and even with us too. It's never.
We're getting better.
We're getting better at it.
Okay, so we've seen one video that's Ritual Warfare, which is excellent. Tell us about that one and the plans going forward for the album release.
Yeah, with Ritual Warfare, actually, I had the lyric idea first, which is not usually the way I put things together, but it just happened that way with that song. It's quite a strong idea. The lyrics are fairly pointed and abrupt, but that was the driving point behind the song. It's probably one of the songs that spent the longest just growing and developing, which is why it's got a few extra elements in it. There's the piece at the start, there's the piano at the end. So there are a few parts to it, and there are a few pieces in there. So the drive of the song obviously being around all religion and wars and that sort of religious justification for atrocities. It lent a lot of weight to how I was able to structure the song musically, and we do like to put a bit of musical value into what we're doing, try and get the music to match up with the lyrics, and so that it's all telling the same story and the message comes across well is the aim. Not always successfully, but that's what we're trying to achieve. So you've got deliberate elements like the chorus where the guitars are deliberately playing a chime effect, which is designed to mimic church bells in amongst all the heavy metal sort of rhythmic brutality that's going on and Jen's powerful singing. So little subtle elements in there that we were able to get in were very pleasing. And there's a bit of that throughout the whole thread of the album, really.
Were the church bells done on the guitar, Michael Schenker style?
Well, they're just meant to emulate. I mean, they're a harmonised guitar line, so both Nadia and I are playing a notated guitar line, which is harmonised, and it's just meant to sound a little bit like. They're not church bells in your face, bash your ears off sort of stuff, but we've got one of that at the start of the song. Obviously, you can hear one of those in the intro. But it was just trying to get that musical theme in amongst it, so that, I mean, if you're going to write a song about churches and religion, the bells are kind of a big part of that.
When is the album available? Where is the best place for people to get it?
Ritual Warfare is released on the 30th of April, and Temtris has currently got pre-sales up available now where you can buy just the album, or if you want to buy an album and a T-shirt, or I've got a special pack I've put together which has got bumper sticker and pic and poster and the Temtris CD and the T-shirt and patch. So that's $70 for everyone that likes to have those special little collector pieces. But the actual album itself you can just buy from us or from myself, message one of the band members. It's also available on our website. We'll have that set up. And then we're hoping at the moment, Wormhole Death has said they will also be supplying Utopia Records and Metal Merchant in Perth. So they'll be available locally through them. And then overseas, of course, we've got Orchid Music who is distributing it, which is part of Sony. So they'll have it in a lot of stores around the country overseas. So it's going to be pretty much everywhere. It's also going to be able to be streamed on Spotify if you just like to do streaming, and iTunes as well. But we're also currently looking into vinyl because a lot of people have been asking me about that. It just depends on dollars in the end. And
Right, tell us about you taking the tour everywhere, and you're coming here on the 29th of May. Tell us about what we've got in store.
well, the tour was one thing I was really umming and ahhing for a while whether to book with COVID and the lockdowns, borders just being closed to states. I was umming and ahhing whether to book a tour and do I take the risk. And in the end, I just thought, you know what, if I don't book this, I'm going to regret it if things open back up and we can't go and play, because that's, let's face it, people want to see the songs played live, and that's where you sell most of your albums. So, yeah, we've booked, well, the first show we're doing, we actually got Steel Assassins playing in a couple of weeks, which will be, we've been asked to headline that. So we're putting the show, the actual Ritual Warfare show, to test at Steel Assassins. So the lovely Sydney people will get to hear some of that first. And then we're going to play Dapto and then heading off to you guys in Adelaide, which will be very exciting because Adelaide crowd's always awesome and always seem to get a great reception there. So I'm looking forward to going back and catching up with all the crew over there. After Adelaide booked, we have got Canberra, great crew over there. And then we've also got Melbourne, where we're playing the Metal United Down Under Festival and headlining that.
Excellent.
That'll be very cool. We've got Newcastle and Sydney locked in, and then we're also in August heading to Queensland. And the reason I sort of left Queensland late is they are the first people to shut their borders and go, you're not coming in. So I actually was most concerned about booking there out of all the areas, and that's why I've sort of left that to play the festival for us to release the tour on that one. And hopefully by August, things will be all good to get to Brisbane. So, yeah, it's all should be good.
Excellent.
I mean, we're covering 6 albums worth of content now, so we're now at that stage where we argue about what goes in and what gets left sort of out. Fans have a bit of a say in that, of course. They're quite quick to jump online and let us know what songs they're expecting to hear, which is great, because that certainly helps us with our decision-making process. But yeah, overall though, you can expect it to show a lot of the Ritual Warfare album. It's quite a powerful album. There's a lot of good songs on there, and they're fun to play. Although I will admit it's pretty full on. It's a bit of a workout as far as the guitar playing and I mean even the drumming goes. And I mean Jen's always pushing the power on stage as it is, but it's over an hour. It goes past, well, a bit past the hour with fitting all the songs in, and it's certainly a good workout. It's pretty tiring by the time you're finished.
Album will be available at the shows, I would imagine.
The album will be available at shows for $25.
Excellent. So that's coming to Adelaide May 29th at good old Enigma with the perfect bands to play with you, Shadow Realm and Plague 9. Well done on those.
Yep. Happy with those boys coming back and playing shows with us because they're a great crews and I think they'll match us well. So it'll be an awesome night.
It will. It will be a great night. Temtris, Shadow Realm, Plague 9, Enigma, 29th of May.
Awesome. Look forward to getting over there. I'm holding off booking my flights till the last minute, just in case.
That just about wraps it up, guys. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
If people are keen to get the album and they're unsure how to grab the album, please just shoot me a message or shoot a message to the Temtris page and we will sort something out. If you don't have PayPal, I'm happy to organise a transfer or something so you guys can get the album because I know it's hard for people. Not everyone has things set up to work with exactly one system. So just shoot us a message and we'll sort something out. Shirts are selling really fast, so if you want one of those, get in fast. Otherwise, I'm going to have to hit Doug Dalton up to make me some more. But I look forward to seeing you all at a show sometime soon. And, yeah, if the Adelaide crew can get there, make sure you come and say hi after the show and grab a drink with the Temtris crew afterwards.
Hey, Jan and Fox from Temtris, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me today. Good luck on your new album and good luck on the tour. Going all over the shop, and we'll see you late May at Enigma.
Cheers, Mal. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Mal. Looking forward to it.